G'day guys, my name is Wildkard, welcome back to my channel. I really do need a haircut. Rebels versus the Fijian Rugby. Round 6 Super Rugby. Finally the Rebels able to find themselves a win this week. Matt Tamura took over the reins at number 10 spot, and this week he did a really good job steering that ship to finish off the game with a 42-27 win over the Honduras. Once again, the Fijians was down and they were not out. Swing for the fences in the last 10 minutes or so in the game, scoring 3 tries in 10 minutes, and it was actually looking like it could have been one of those games where Fijian comes back for an upset, but the Rebels managed to close out with a dominant 4-pack towards the end of the match. So a few talking points out of this game. First off, the referee. I thought the referee was really substandard this game, especially with the touch judges and support TMO. Really, so many small mistakes I'll just ignore, like blatant mistakes. Like lineouts not thrown in straight, forward passes. Even Andrew Mertens got upset on this because the second Drua try on the 73rd minute, there was a clear blatant forward pass, and the side judge referee was literally standing right next to it. You can see it on the replay. He was like shoulder to shoulders to the ball receiver that was on the sideline who received the forward pass. Didn't say anything. And I really don't like how the commentators like, oh, come on, it's a try, don't get too upset. And like, Andrew Mertens literally just said, a forward pass is a forward pass. It doesn't matter if it's a good try or not. That's the law. You have to, that's how the game is played. You can't really just ignore blatant breach of the law of the game just to make the game more entertaining. It's just so wrong, like so dumb. And then the big issue is that like Andrew Mertens literally called this pass an NFL style forward, like it was pretty blatant. And yeah, it was just really poor refereeing. I mean, seems to be a recurring theme at the moment. So yeah, I guess we gotta just keep waiting for Rugby Australia to lift up their referee coaching. Second thing, Carter Gordon, the number 10 that played for the Rebels, I think maybe not last week, maybe the week before, had a cry last week on the field after they lost. I mean, I really don't have any sympathy for this guy. I was really glad that they dropped him for Tuamura at the 10 position. Tuamura did a really good job this week. And quite frankly, it's just immature for you to cry after losing a game of rugby. If Italy lost, 25 games in a row in the Six Nations, you don't see them crying for 25 games in a row. They worked hard. They finally got the win against Wales, and then they cried, right? Like, it's like one of those things where it's just, if you're crying after just losing a game, you're just being an immature kid. That's what you are. And it's just, I thought it was really unprofessional for him to be just crying like a spoiled kid who didn't get what he wanted for Christmas. It was really poor form. So I'm really glad he was gone this week. I really didn't want to see him on the field, to be really frank. And quite frankly, there's a professional standards in the game. And it was just not professional to cry after the game like a little child. Really spoiled, to think that he can get sympathy for losing instead of just accept it and move on. And like every other team in the world, that the Waratahs lost 13 games in a row last year. You didn't see anyone cry after the game. They just kept working, kept the head down, and came back stronger. So really not professional. So I'm really glad he was gone. And also Tomura played really well this game. I thought his attack was really good. His defense was lacking a little bit, missed a couple of tackles, leading to, I think, one of the tries. He missed one of the tackles there. But overall, his management of the game in terms of goal kicking, just overall structure of the attack line was pretty good for Tamura. I was pretty happy with that. The Rebels really won this game because of their forwards. Their forwards really stepped up the game, really improved every week as well. They did just an absolute spectacular job this week in both the line outs and the scrummaging was absolutely superb. It's hugely better than these Fijians this game, and big improvement from them as well over the weeks. And they also stepped up in defense. The Rebels defense has always been a big issue, but the forwards really stepped up this week. put on some really, really solid defense this week. And also just the rush defense was able to force a lot of handling errors out of Fijians, which was really, really good to see from the Rebels. Something that they really clearly worked on. And and also to just, the cherry on top, a lot of the tries were scored by the forward pack for the Rebels. So really, really good effort for the Rebels forwards. And I thought it was a, really star performance by the forward pack. The Fijians, however, this game probably rushed the game a little bit too much, especially in the first half. Tomani, there were so many penalties where Tomani just took quick taps. I understand that you don't want to do the set pieces because of your weakness, but just trying to take quick taps again and again and again and again and again, it becomes really predictable. And also, there were positions where you should have taken the 3 points, I thought, in the first half. But Tomani just took it upon himself to take a quick taps, and I thought he squandered a couple of opportunities where the Endurers probably needed to set it down the pace a little bit, needed to take a few points on the board to calm the nerves down a little bit, and he sort of just kept on taking those quick taps, and it was really messing up the rhythms of his own teammates. That was the issue. There was a lot of handling errors from the Fijian Druas this whole game, partly because of the rush defense that was done really well by the Rebels, partly because the nerves probably needs to be settled a little bit, and Tomani taking those quick taps really didn't help. I thought that was that was something that the captaincy probably should have stepped up a little bit and had a chat with Tomani before, at some point in the first half before he just taking those quick taps bit too many times. I thought if it's a short arm, yes, but there were so many full arm penalties could have been taken for points, or just I thought it was probably a bit too much. And once again, the Fijians were able to get themselves 3 tries in less than 10 minutes. Spectacular football play there. Just there was one of the tries. I think the third try was 80 meters. It ran from inside their own 22. Just good handling, good offloading. Fijian 7 style rugby, as we all love. Under the sticks, 75-meter run. It was just beautiful to watch. Beautiful rugby. So overall, this was I think a big improvement by the Rebels. Big step up by Matt Tuamura, which was really good to see. Big shift by the forwards, by the Rebels. I was pretty impressed with the forward performance for the Rebels. Fijian Drua did what they do best with the Fijian style footy, with the 7 style play. And overall, was entertaining in the second half, I thought. First half was a bit scrappy. So let's have a look at some of the match stats. Look at the run meters for the Endurers. 674 run meters to the Melbourne Rebels 316. There was just too many handling errors throughout the game. 18 turnovers conceded. A lot of that are just their own handling errors. Something that definitely should be tidied up a bit. This is a little bit uncharacteristic for the Fijian Endurers. Normally, they don't make this many handling errors. But I think the pressure defense may have played into it a bit. The Rebels had to make a lot of tackles, 45 missed tackles. The missed tackle count's going up a little bit. But they were able to hold out the event, a lot of the tries as well. Endurers, again, really good tackle rate. 14 missed tackles out of 92. That is once again world-class defense by the Endurers, and just big hits throughout the game. Kicks in play, the Rebels really played the kicking game quite a bit. The Tomorrow really managed the game quite well. The Endurers, 6 kicks in terms of the kicks. They kind of knew that the Rebels were going to be more stronger in the set pieces, so they try to avoid getting the ball out of the field. They did have one really nice 50-22, so it was not completely out of the picture, but it was really clear and obvious that they wanted to keep the ball in hand instead of kicking it away as part of their strategy. Lineouts, 2 lineouts lost for both teams. Scrums pretty even for both sides. The Rebels did have a bit of scrum dominance, getting a bit of penalties there, and it was not quite just 0-0 as you shown here. Penalties conceded, 12 apiece for both teams. 1 yellow card. Reece Hodge is the lucky recipient of the yellow card. He is becoming a yellow card magnet. He has been banned for 1 week for getting 2 yellow cards in 1 match. So once again, he gets a yellow card here. This match for professional foul. Playing the ball on the ground to slow down the Endurance attack. Professional foul, 5 minutes out from his own try line, essentially. Was pretty poor form. So let's quickly go through the tries. I thought the Penalty was managed quite well for Tomura in the early stages of the game, just to keep the scoreboard ticking, keeping the pressure up. Matt Phillip gets the first try, I think he was, for the Rebels. Ulesi, another forward for the second try, 28 minutes in. Nu'u, is Nu'u a forward? I think all the tries are scored by the forwards, right? Nu'u, I don't think Nu'u, maybe... I think he was a reserve, wasn't he? Oh no, the 12 scores a try, third try for the Rebels. And then Elof and all, 2 forwards coming off the bench, scoring their final try. So 4 out of the 5 tries are scored by the forward by the Rebels. Just tremendous work rate, exceptionally well done by the forwards. Not to mention the set pieces was excellently executed as well. The Fijians, again, was looking really like struggling in the first half. Lots of handling errors, so no points on the board in terms of tries. We're able to get 2 penalties, finally settle things down a bit too late, 38 minutes. I thought they could have probably started that a little bit earlier. There was a few opportunities much earlier in the game. They could have scored a few points there to keep themselves in touch a bit before the scoreboard kind of ballooned out of control. And there was till the second half. Once again, the Fijians maybe caught the Rebels snacking, and the yellow card from Reece Hodge was because of the Rebels' repeated penalties under pressure. And as a result of one person in the bin, Fijians scored 3 tries in 10 minutes. Just really good handling, really good offloads. There was, like I said, one of the last try score was like a 75 meters run. Exceptionally well done for the Honduras. And it was looking like there could have been an upset in play for the Honduras again. When this try was scored on the 75th minute, there was 5 minutes left, and the Rebels were only up by 8 points. So if Honduras scores another try, suddenly there could be, an upset in play here. But the Rebels were able to kind of like grind it out. Once again, got themselves the ball back from the kickoff, and then just like kept pounding the Fijian try line. Eventually, or it looked like a bit of double movement. He kind of like squirmed a bit on the ground, but the referee said it was okay. The TMO couldn't really see anything, so try stands, and the game was out of reach for the Honduras. Matt Tomura, I thought was a bit poor form him there. There was like a minute and a bit left, like a minute and a half left on the clock. He just crouched there on the ground, running the clock down so that Honduras. There's a minute and a half, and you're 2 tries up. Even if you you just have to play a minute instead of just playing a minute and try to win the game. He literally ran the clock down to like 30 seconds, and the referee's like, "There's gonna be a kickoff anyway. There's no point of you running the clock down even further." And then it was. I thought it was just a bit poor form. He should have just kicked the ball, to be honest. I mean, with a minute left, the difference between a minute left and 30 seconds left, it's like really neglectable, to be honest. Especially when you're 2 tries up. If you're like 1 try up, I can see how you wanted to cut that down. But you're 2 tries up, just to run the clock down that extra minute, so that there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. I thought that was just I mean, it's the right thing to do if you really wanted to win, but there's really nothing on the line, right? There's no bonus point on the line here. You can't possibly lose the game anymore at this point. I thought it was just a bit, bit lazy, and probably shouldn't have done that. So anyway, that's probably my only criticism for Tomura, and also his defense was probably still can be improved. His tackling still missed a few tackles this game, I noticed, and Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys. If you're a Fijian Drua fan, let me know your thoughts about your team. I thought, maybe rush a bit too much, but let me know your thoughts. Good to read your comments. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Have a good day, good weekend. I'll see you guys a bit later this week. Cheers.